that even the job I'm here rolling with is telling me like, okay, we're gonna open at 10:30 tomorrow instead of 8:30. Everybody just, take care of things now because it's gonna be madness around the corner tonight, right? So, as a courtesy for people that make their vows, they've done this. So I get to sleep in today, or tomorrow rather. And so I did my little stream driving in that I recommend that you listen to after you listen to this, called The Square Root of Two, which is in phonetic anagram, Old Norse spelling of Ratatoskr. And so I went into the entire shout out James True, Oracle of Mythology. It's just like, that's one of the things I love the most about James, is just like mythological overlay of reality to understand the story that just life is telling you. It brings it all together, right? I have quite a few things on my mind. I hope that there's another airship in the near future. But anyway, so tomorrow is the day that the people make their vows to accept the result of the Electoral College's selection of the President of the Republic of these United States. And there also may be an election of the President of the United States Corporation. Right? Some people have been questioning whether whether certain elections was a certain point that maybe the corporation of the United States went bankrupt and that we were only a republic, and so we were fucked up still because it's the people. Glad you asked, because I am kind of talking that way today, right? This is talking. David, welcome to the channel. If you do not know me, let's just say that that I run with circles that are tight with Mark Passio. So when it comes to talking about the state, government, etc., I have a very particular perspective of reality that is my own, but I find myself in this company. Yep. Of course. Here they all are. There we go. Yep. All right. Hey, Saniko, you're chilling here, right? Handle some of these guys for me, right? Just remove, don't punish them, but of course they're probably going to do it again. But there will be no endorsements of the function of politics whatsoever. So anyway, what do I think about Trump? David Rush is asking me that. Yeah, okay, so let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about the Trump Kamala thing. I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood. So we are used to someone who is in the Republican Party going from the private sector to politics, but usually they work their way up through some lesser rank. They usually started in, the U.S. House. Some people were even smaller than that. Some people were state level shit. Of course, you got people that were mayors or whatever, right? And then eventually they go and they jump into fucking president of the United States. And the Republican Party's mindset wanted to try a completely different narrative once they saw that the people were going to reject the safe minded people. And the reason why our economy has gone through the rough shot that it has is because of the absolute challenge to your entire epistemology of reality was going on. And that's certainly going to make for some sort of an unstable fucking market, right? Especially if the gossip can override the actual professional conversation going on. I mean, like, there can be no conversation of a war in even the halls of the Pentagon. And yet, it's just on the lips of every fucking politician. Right? This is something that everybody is dealing with. And it's this cognitive dissonance in reality. And, you know, both sides could be wrong. Or a side that we really hate could be right. And then there is what's right and wrong, and that hardly matters. Thank you, Seniko. As much, that hardly matters as much as what is the general, like, what does America want to be, right? This is why I brought up the peanut, the squirrel, euthanizing, right? Right? That is a psychic statement for this election. And it makes neither side look good. Neither side looks good. Because it's the cops' fault in the mind of the left, and it's the state's fault in the mind of the right. You know, one thing I do appreciate about the left's argument that they don't even appreciate is personal responsibility. I mean, order followers are pieces of shit. Okay? They're pieces of shit. And, hey, what's up, Nikki? Nikki, you are a moderator. You're part of my defense team now. The trolls the trolls don't come when I'm out my fucking computer studio, right? Because, you know, probably because I'm too slick, just like they know. But if they see me behind the wheel or something, it's just like he is super occupied. So we have this guy who jumped from business straight into presidential politics and used his own money to take care of the whole fucking matter, right? And everybody wanted to see how that panned out with a man who was not politically accountable to people. Trump has to pay his debts on the private side. That's got nothing to do with his politics, at least as it was, or whatnot. And then there's the nasty shit that you have to do in politics, right? You have to go to fucking various groups. You're not going to you got to go to, you know, like, if we live in a world where people have collective consensi, then you go to those groups, right? That's how you get easy large swaths of votes. You get an entire synagogue to vote for you, right? So at the end of the day, I hope Trump's a fucking liar, because I want him to lie his ass off about how much he wants to bomb the Middle East for Zion. I hope he's lying like shit. I hope it gets him elected so he can continue to lie about it and let there be peace. Wouldn't that be funny? Right? That'd be a funny way to do it. He figures out how to do it totally the other way. It's a win-win either way, right? But I don't know if America can do it. I don't know. I try real hard. And, one astrologer that I've been listening to, who's been making some pretty bold claims and seems to back up a number of them from the last couple of years, she is saying, and she's Canadian, being indifferent, Although I would say I think she's got just enough conservative issue interest to kind of have at least a what kind of vibe check she wants her world to be. Put it to you that way. Anyway, this chick is like what's her channel? Lunatic Astrologer or something like that. She's this Canadian gal. She's older, and she says that it's gonna be Harris's win. And she's just looking at the chart. She's not even fucking telling you a political thing. She doesn't even fucking, she can't even cite political stuff, going on as far as what's the domestic conversation in America. She's got some tertiary awareness of it, but she's really got nothing in general. Because it's all about America's chart versus the candidates' charts, right? And that seems to be the correct formula for accurate predictions, unless, of course, there's some big event that shifts the situation, because you're obviously you're going to draw in context, because if you're looking at a reading that mentions something about being a more war-likely time, you're going to look at the state of the chessboard to say, okay, if they succeed in stirring Mars's energies in this time frame, this is where the war is most likely to spring up, so on and so forth. All right, so there was a sense when I was still getting through the apocalypse of things, and I was supportive of Trump back in the day, only because shit that I had fucking come to conclusions of my own accord, in the grand scheme of things, being a huge voice in that small but influential world of alternative media that existed for that time. Revolution Radio is still out there, thank God. Good people, shout out Rev Radio. Thank you for at least being far more consistent than where I went on TFR. I don't know what's wrong with the Geos. It's not like they're interested in talking to me. But anyway, but yeah, just 2020 through 2022 just proved to me that, like, it's just a suit that's somewhere between fulfilling the will of the evil that lurks in the influence of men and serving the will of the people as a representative republic is meant to. So that's about the closest thing that I can say about Trump that matters. That is to give any form of fuck unto, towards, and about. As far as Kamala Harris is concerned, I think that we kind of just see everything that she is, right? Most of these politicians are just kind of like, they're all under various forms of blackmail. Some of them, I think, are really into doing this because they may be part of the blackmailers, like some ultra powerful senators that they probably don't even fucking talk about in the news, and nobody tells you to talk about them in the news. Like Senator such and such doesn't say, yeah, and we don't really, Senator what's-his-face is really a much bigger deal than he puts on, right? Like, somebody fucking axes you probably for fucking saying that, and it doesn't matter who you are, right? That's going to be there. I just can intuitively know this. Right. I will not be making any vows unto the state. These are my vows. What I speak, what I am evoking, Now, these are my vows. This is my vote. Me telling you the world I wish to manifest. This is my quote unquote informed field. This is the Wereld of my mind. Can you sniff my beard? Well, you've got lots of cumin in your nose, so you probably can't, because that's spicy shit. And it's going to have all your nostrils inflared, and you're going to be busy feeling the cumin instead of the excellent hemp oil fragrances that I have so meticulously groomed myself in on a regular basis to look this good. I believe there was a candidate working for... Right. Yeah. Now, believe me, this message, when, like, I hate the messages that are negative, right? So, when we talk about things like what we don't do anymore, what we are not, so on and so forth, we best be exploring who we are. Maybe that's really hard to define. Maybe you know it, but you can't really say it. You can't, it's not really occurring to you that you already know it because you don't have the words for it. So you think it's not you, but it's something in your imagination showing you like a demonstration. No, this is you. No. This world, all you have to do is change these two things about yourself, and all of a sudden you're going to be in that world. It'll just take a pinch of time, less than you can possibly imagine, but more than a moment. And it's when you can cross that threshold into making those complete operating system level changes to your human dynamic, that is when the magic kicks in and you step into a better reality. By the end of 2022, I said to myself, this is not the world that the liberals voted for, really. I mean, it economically is. But this doesn't sound like they're in the winning process of their conversation. I don't see their ranks on the street, and I don't see anybody enforcing all those terrible changes that I thought that they were surrendered to for all time. So that was not a vote at a ballot box. That was somebody making a vow in their heart to never put other people through that again. And that's why I don't believe that even if they did psyop another pandemic, that they would come even close to the same kind of strategy. Can't you see the culture has changed dramatically? And in many respects, for the good. Because although I still see these people of that shit, it's not like, you can tell that, like, I think that America is trying to have an appreciation for this play world that they had, right? It's just like, this is like the kindergartner kind of, like, it's not ascension, it's more like just kind of getting back to level. It's silly like this. It's effectively just getting back to level. And what's effectively happening is that they want to, they may want to go back to like the 1990s in a certain way. And like I said, after the big eclipse that crisscrossed this this country last year, or earlier this year, right around my fucking birthday. Talk about a solar. Talk about a solar, like, natal return fucking conjunction of fucking conjunctions to happen 2 degrees after your fucking birthday. Uh, you know, that there, the sun may still be, I suppose, white, like it's been, but I don't know. It's like the rays of the sun are like a yellow kind of hue. I can't quite explain it, right? And it's something I've been talking about ever since it happened. And all of the major changes from how I'd been doing things since the end of 2021, the last, 3 or so years, all kind of came together at this particular point. And then events were set into motion to define my new state, right? As I have, formally, severed ties with many a group that I had pretty much established ties with over the fucking pandemic period, only because I thought everybody wanted to go a certain way. And I thought I was being heard. And I thought people were taking something I said as that was important, that I was trying to say for their development, or to keep them from, wasting all sorts of time on what they could do about something they get wrong, because we were getting very actionable, right? I was watching people excited to do something about something, and also I'm looking at what I'm believing is them having an incorrect fundamental understanding of the situation that was going to get them into fundamental trouble, right? It's kind of like being imagine, as everybody in the fucking universe was talking about January 6th, and I still kind of cared and thought that, it'd be best that Orange Man stay. Of all the fucking alleged Trump friends that had ever spoken to me, not one of them at least fucking asked and said, "Hey, bud, I know you kind of hate Trump right now, but if you want to come on Jansen," I didn't get that. I didn't get nothing from none of those people. Why was I invited to the fucking party? I mean, thank you for not inviting me, because if I had even said yes, I am sure I would have seen the fucking situation for what it was. I'm pretty good at not completely falling into a goddamn collective hypnosis. So, we went into that inauguration having a certain kind of conversation. It was very important that before this guy fucking signed the dotted line and swore his false oath, that we were having a big fucking conversation about what is an offense against the people. Oh, by the way, shout out John Schaefer, Oathkeeper, Iced Earth. Fuck yeah, that motherfucker's on his pathway out. He's on a 3-year light probation or something to that effect. I haven't reached out to him yet, but I want to have him on my channel. So John Schaefer, shout out John Schaefer, please come on my channel. Mr. Schaefer, I have interviewed Henrik Olsen of Scar Symmetry. I've interviewed Greg Moffat of Cradle of Filth. And it's not on the record anywhere, but once a million years ago, I even interviewed Peter Lindgren of Opeth. I'm an excellent interview, I want to talk to you, have a patriotic metalheads fucking conversation for the ages. Maybe show off some shit to the fucking knuckleheads in the Bronx that I love a whole lot. Especially the guys in Shout Out, Ed Corpse of Brain Dead, Art Jotunheim, Lord Dracanova, and Goda Mendes. Goda Mendes. I think it's Goda Mendes. Like pronounced like the demon or whatever we're calling the Goda Mendes. But it's spelled differently. Yeah, they're a pretty good band. Lord Dragonova just joined them. So he's like their new guitarist. Good dudes. Good dudes. They roll a lot with the hardcore scene, and a lot of good dudes in the hardcore scene. Anyway. Yeah, so I want to talk to fucking Jon Schaffer. I can't imagine that they put a silencing deal on this probation. I can't. I just can't. Everybody's already talked about everything, like it's an open conversation. And he's a famous person with music that is absolutely fucking loved by certain people. I want all of you to go buy all of Iced Earth's albums today on vinyl. And get a record player if you don't have a vinyl record player. That is my order. See, Aries, I have to not lie to myself. There's a little dictator in me. Don't never elect me for fucking anything, right? Just like you need a fucking, you need the captain of the fucking team to fucking plow through. Great, just make sure there's a coach, because I don't want to take the leadership responsibility if I have to take the lead responsibility. It's too much to fucking think about. I just want to weigh all the fucking responsibility on my shoulders and everybody else do what they gotta do. I'm good. Life path 1. Alright, I gotta get back to work. Peace.